All right, well, today's Clues by Sam is supposed to be hard. Let's see how hard it really is. There are no innocents in row one who neighbor Donna. So Betsy and Emma have to be criminals, okay? Only one of the three innocents neighboring Kyle is my neighbor. So there's three innocents neighboring Kyle, but one of them is Betsy's. So Floyd, Gabe, and Hank, one of them is an innocent. Okay. Only one of the two innocents neighboring Betsy is Donna's neighbor. So Betsy and Donna, neighbors that they share in common are Gabe and Hank. So one of Gabe or Hank is innocent, which means Floyd is a criminal. Gabe and Hank are one of each. We also know there's two innocents neighboring Betsy. One is Gabe or Hank. The other one is Alice or Donna. So they are one of each as well. Okay. Row 5 is the only row with exactly two criminals. Row 5 has exactly two criminals. It's the only row with exactly two criminals. Floyd's a criminal. Gabe or Hank, since they're one of each, one of them is a criminal. If Isaac were innocent, that would be two criminals. So Isaac actually has to be a criminal. Nice. Okay, only one of the three innocents neighboring Gabe is Donna's neighbor. Okay, well, Gabe and Donna, the only neighbors they share in common are Betsy and Hank. And one of the three innocents neighboring Gabe is Donna's neighbor, which has to be Hank. So Hank is innocent, which makes Gabe a criminal. Nice. Now we also know three innocents neighboring Gabe. Do we already know that? I feel like we already knew that potentially. Neighboring Kyle. No. We knew Kyle has three innocents. Gabe has three innocents also. So Alice or Donna, and Hank is two of the three innocents neighboring Gabe. So Jane, Kyle, and Mary, one of them is an innocent. But we also know Kyle, one of the three innocents neighboring Kyle, so that's one. So, yeah, but there could be two down here, and Kyle's innocent, or, yeah, okay, we don't know too much from that yet. All right, Kyle and Wally have only one innocent neighbor in common. Kyle and Wally have one innocent neighbor in common. Well, their common neighbors are Paul and Ruth. So one of those two is innocent. So, let's see. Kyle has Hank and one of those two. So, yeah, it could still be Kyle and Oscar. Okay. Only one person in a corner has exactly two innocent neighbors. Well, it's not Alice. It could be Emma. Oh, we don't know. Okay, don't know that yet. Okay, so we got to do something with these down here. So I know that Kyle has three innocent neighbors. Let's see, Betsy has two. We've already got Betsy's neighbors sorted out. I mean, we don't know if it's Alice or Donna, but Gabe has three innocents. One, two. So one of these three is innocent, and Kyle has three innocent neighbors. So Paul or Ruth. But the problem is, if Oscar is innocent, then Jane and Mary are criminals and Kyle isn't innocent. Oh, right. It doesn't matter. We don't know that yet. But we know that Jane, Kyle, and Mary, there's one innocent, which means there's two criminals. But that row cannot have exactly two criminals, so Nick also has to be a criminal. That's what we need to see. Yep. Exactly two of the three innocents neighboring Ruth are in row 5. Two of the three, and so Vera and Wally are now one of each. Let's go with I think it's red. Okay. Vera and Wally. So three innocents neighboring Ruth are in row 5. But we also know row 5 has exactly two criminals. One of the criminals is Vera or Wally. The other one has to be Uma. There we go. Okay. Dang it. I thought I hid my tracks. Well, not well enough, Uma. Okay. So, but Kyle, Kyle and Gabe have three innocent neighbors. Right. Not Paul. Kyle and Gabe. I knew it was one of these in the column there. Kyle and Gabe. So one person in a corner has exactly two innocent neighbors. We still don't know anything about that yet. Two of the three innocents neighboring Ruth. Okay, so there's three innocents neighboring Ruth. One is Vera or Wally, and one is Xena. So there's only one more innocent neighboring Ruth. So We know there's one innocent among Jane, Kyle, and Mary, but there's also one innocent among Kyle, Mary, Paul, and Sarah. So if Kyle or Mary is the innocent, Paul and Sarah will both have to be criminals, which would make Ruth innocent. Maybe the better question is, what if Kyle and Mary are both criminals? If Jane is the one innocent, Kyle and Mary are both criminals. We still don't know, because then it's Paul or Sarah, but we don't know which one. Neighboring Kyle. There's 3 innocents neighboring Kyle. 1, 2. So we've... Mary is in several groups here, because Mary is part of the Jane, Kyle, Mary group, also part of Mary, Jane, and Oscar. One of them isn't innocent because of Kyle's neighbors. And then also because of Ruth's neighbors, Mary, Kyle, Paul, and Sarah, there's one innocent. So if Mary is an innocent, Mary seems to be the common denominator. Let's see. If Mary is an innocent, I don't know what color to make it because I've used a bunch of colors already. And I'm colorblind, so several of them look similar. Okay, if Mary is innocent, that makes Kyle and Jane criminals. It also makes Oscar a criminal because Kyle needs to have 3 neighbors, and he would have Hank, Mary, and Paul or Ruth. It would make Oscar a criminal if Mary's innocent. Kyle and Jane and Oscar would all be criminals. But Mary, Kyle, Paul, and Sarah need to have one innocent among them because of Ruth. And so if Mary is innocent, oh no, that's okay. If Mary is innocent, Oscar and Sarah are both criminals. But I was going to say that's a problem with the 2 criminals in a row thing, but there would be 3 criminals in that row then. Well, maybe can Oscar and Sarah... Because we know they can't be one of each, which is interesting. Oscar and Sarah can't be one of each, because if they're one of each, since Paul and Ruth are one of each, you end up with 2 criminals in the row, which can't happen. So Oscar and Sarah are the same. I'm going to get rid of this Mary thing here for a second. I'm gonna mark these 2 as the same. Because if they're different, you have 2 criminals. So the fact that they're the same, can they be innocent is the question, I guess. Because we've got all these groups with only one innocent, right? Can these 2 both be innocent? If Oscar's innocent, then Jane... I don't think it works. So Paul has 3 innocent neighbors, right? No, Gabe and Kyle have 3 innocent. Do we know anything about Paul? We don't know anything about Paul. Kyle has 3 innocent. Ruth has 3. Ruth, Kyle, and Gabe all have 3 innocent neighbors. So because of Kyle, we need 1 between Oscar, Jane, and Mary. So if Oscar is innocent, Jane and Mary are criminals, which makes Kyle innocent. Right, if Oscar is innocent, Kyle has to be innocent. Because Oscar, Jane, and Mary have 1 innocent among them. If it's Oscar, Jane and Mary are criminals, which means Kyle isn't innocent. Therefore, because of Ruth's 3 neighbors, Mary, Kyle, Paul, and Sarah, there's 1 innocent. But Kyle is innocent. Sarah would have to be criminals. Kyle, okay, so Oscar and Sarah cannot both be innocent. But they can't be one of each because it would have 2 criminals in the row. Therefore, the only option is for them to both be criminals. There we go. That was very tricky. Or, I guess, hard. This isn't a tricky one. This is a hard one, right? Oh, bummer. I thought I wiped all my fingerprints. There's an odd number of innocents neighboring Vera. There's an odd number of innocents neighboring Vera. Vera, odd number of innocents. Well, Paul and Ruth, there's 1 of each. Wally can't be innocent. It would make it even. Wally must be a criminal, which makes Vera innocent. Nice. Rats, I thought I was invisible. Nope. Paul has exactly 2 innocent neighbors. Paul has 2 innocent neighbors. Well, there's 1 here. Jane, Kyle, and Mary, there's 1 innocent among them. That's the second. Ruth has to be a criminal, which makes Paul innocent. I thought it was a perfect crime. Too many criminals think too highly of themselves. Seems that way. All right, one person in a corner has exactly 2 innocents. It's not Xena. It's not Uma. It's not Alice. Emma has to have 2 innocent neighbors, which makes... Oh, what? One person in a corner. Oh, Uma does. Oh, I'm so silly. Oh, I can't believe I did that. Uma has 2 innocent neighbors. It's the exact opposite deduction. Donna has to be a criminal, which makes Alice innocent. Ah, drat. I agree, Donna. Drat. I could do whatever I want with no consequences. I hope prison teaches these criminals something. Oh, I can't believe I did that. That was silly. I got through the hard part and then made a mistake on an easy part. Okay. The cable. So one of these 3 is innocent. We know that. Neighboring Kyle. Kyle and Wally have 1 innocent neighbor in common. Row 5 is the only with 2. Gabe is Donna's neighbor. What did I miss? I missed a clue. Oh no. Ruth. Ruth has to have 3 innocent neighbors, which are Paul, Vera, and Xena. So Mary and Kyle are criminals. There we go. And Jane is the final innocent. So modesty wouldn't hurt, you know. That's true, Jane. All right. Less than 12 minutes, but I had a silly mistake that I should not have had, but that's the way it goes sometimes. All right. Well, anyways, not the end of the world. I still solved it. So let me know how your solve went. And if your name was in the grid, were you a criminal or an innocent today? And of course, be sure to subscribe for more.